it actually help to explain to us the law of demand. Okay, so to understand the law of demand, okay, last class we discussed about the concept of marginal utility and the concept of indifference curve and consumer equilibrium in the ordinal and cardinal approach. Okay, but both approach is actually not very different. Okay, it's actually about the same. Okay, the only difference is that the concept of the that utility can be counted. Okay, but that number is not important because it's just an arbitrary number. Okay, because it's just an arbitrary. Then why our additional utility from consuming additional unit of good will fall as we consume more of the particular good. Okay, so both theory, cardinal approach as well the ordinal approach, actually explain the law of demand. Okay, so through that cardinal approach, it explains why when as price increase, quantity demanded fall because when price increase, it means that our marginal utility from additional unit that we consume will be lower. So that's why we reduce our consumption. Okay, so through substitution effect and income effect, actually it explains why there are negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. Okay, so it explains why when price change, the quantity demanded fall because of relationship between this quantity demanded with marginal utility. Okay, so in consumer theory, we explain the law of demand. Okay. So starting from this chapter, chapter 4 and chapter 5, okay, in the theory of firm, we will explain the law of supply. Okay, there is a positive relationship between quantity supply and price. Why? Price increase, quantity supply increase. Okay. So it is explained through the theory of production and cost. Because when we want to supply, when produce, it will involve cost. Okay, so when the price increase, of course, your profitability will increase. So your willingness to sell will increase. Okay. So then we explain here through the concept of marginal product and marginal cost and how this marginal cost in the end will show us when marginal cost is actually the supply of firm. Okay, but before that, let's explain the basic of production. Okay, so you start this is the slide. This is production. I always have this problem. My computer always hang. Okay, I can move. Okay, now I can. Okay. From the production, there is the law of supply. Okay, so we begin with this. The theory of production, we start with the theory of the relationship between input and output in the production process. Okay, so from there we will define the production and then we will evaluate and then there is the theory of production in product and then the theory of cost. Okay. So what is production? Okay. So we know that production is important in economy because production process in the production process is decision making. The production process is decision how decision making has much to do with this production process. So they want to go into construction, and then they produce behavior when they are using goods and services. Okay. So what is production? Okay, what is the process of transforming in output? Is the process of transforming output into output. Okay, transforming output. And this production is not just the production of physical output or tangible output, but also intangible items like energy or electrician. So I would say that I am an input in the production of student. However, student with the degree. Okay, so back in one and this building, as an organization, is the people who are running, okay, and the so like lawyer, okay, the product is service, the legal service that they provide, so they will be the output. Okay. And then we have to also differentiate. You can also differentiate between final goods or intermediate goods. This is in between intermediate and final goods. Intermediate good could be the input as well. Okay, what is the final good? Okay, so in the mode of production, those are series that goes through production process. Anything that was used in the production process. Output is at the end of the production process. So input, you supply or interior, and you do the processing, and then you produce output. Okay, so how this combination of inputs is determined? How you decide how much you spend? How much you use capital? How much you spend? How much you use electricity, water, oxygen? So it is determined by the production function. Production function will determine the combination of input that you use in the production process. So for example, to produce one legal service, for example, you need a lawyer, you need a building in which your lawyer will be working, you need papers, you need computers, those are input. So how what one legal service, for example, the combination, you need to provide the combination is necessary in the production of one legal service. Or you will use a bicycle. You will need to combine capital with labor and other factors of production. So how you will combine these successes by a production function. So production function will be different. I mean, the function will not the same in the production of car, in the production of bicycle, in the production of shoe, will be the same. The combination of the labor and capital and all other input will not be the same. Okay. So in this production, you can also assume that your knowledge is constant. But you don't have to do much about this. What you need to is the production function it will show you how you do the combination. How you do the combination is determined by this production function. Okay. Again, the practice of I think this mentioned. I think I mentioned is in first topic. Already mentioned is in the first topic. So if you find the basic then we will have element. But of course, there is something classification. But of course, land. And then land will get land. Real land where you do planting. Okay? But then could also be part of anything that is natural resources like water, river. Those are also land. Okay? Those are considered as land. Natural resource. Okay? That don't produce. Because input that you process you usually call it capital. And capital is money, office civilized asset, machinery, factory, all those are capital. And then the labor. Labor are all things that are related to you. But not as entrepreneur. Labor is employed by entrepreneur. Labor is employed by entrepreneur. So you pay manual labor, you're working as a supervisor, you be working as working production line, you be working as a driver. Those are capital. Those are labor. Okay? And then there is also people. But their role is different. Whereas this entrepreneur will do the competition. This is the people who take the action to employ land to combine in the production. That's to produce. So entrepreneur will get profit. Because of the entrepreneurial activity, they will get profit. They'll get wage or salary. They will get wage or salary. Capital will get interest. Land will get rent. Land, natural resource, will get rent. Okay. Capital will get interest. They will get salary or wage. And they will get profit. And they will combine land, labor, and capital into production success. And also they will electricity. And because they are recycled, they will get profit. Okay. Okay, in production we divide in the time period into two, short run and long run. Okay. The time period here doesn't mean days or hours or month or year. It doesn't have to do with how long. It just have to do with the type of input that you use. Okay, so in the short run, you will use at least one fixed factor. Fixed factor are factors of production that doesn't change when you change your output. When you use one kind of output, you use the same amount of factor. When you use 100 unit of output, you use the same amount of factor. Okay, you use one factor. That one unit of factor can produce 1 unit of output. Or can produce 100 unit of output. Or can produce 100 unit of output. Okay? And how much you produce is dependent on the variable input that you use in combination with the fixed capital. Okay, so how much you produce the capital will depend also on how much labor or variable. Usually the variable is labor and the fixed is capital. So in the short run, capital fixed, labor will be variable. Okay, whereas in the long run, the long run is the time frame which all is available. So it could be 1 year, it could be 1 day, it could be 1 month. be 1 month, for example. And this long run ensure is depend on this the 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 extensivity. How extensive, for example. Okay, for example, if you produce banana, fried banana, goreng pisang. If you produce pisang, okay, your fixed input is another stove. You need the stove goreng, and you need this stove quality, large quality. Okay, and then you need maybe stall. Okay, so you need stove, you need quality, you need stall. That may be your fixed input. Your variable input could be the pisang that you need to fry, and then the oil, the cooking oil, and the people who do the frying, labor. Okay. So if you have today, for example, using one labor and one people person, and then using one bottle of cooking oil, and using one pandan, of a banana, you can produce certain amount of goreng pisang. Okay, so you are now indeed you are in the long run, you are in the short run now. Why? Because you have fixing into the goreng pisang, your process and your one and your stall. But using the same amount of stall and using the same amount of stove, you can employ another person to help this one person. So this new person will help you by kopi pisang, will help anything. Okay, so that in the short run you have fixed it. Okay, so but the next day you find that so you have so many demand for your goreng pisang, and then you decide to add to get another stall, to get another stove, and to get another quality. So now you are moving into long run. Why? Because you don't, you are your fixed input is no longer fixed. It's no longer fixed. Now you can increase the number of your stove, your stove, and your quality. Okay, so the short run period for this goreng pisang stall is very short. It could be 1 day. Tomorrow you can get another stove. Or it could be 1 week. Okay, next week. This week you produce with one stove, and one quality and one stall. The person that you employ, you can vary. Okay, you can employ one person to work with this one stove, or 2%. But the next week, okay, when you find your goreng pisang so laku, okay, so get another stove and another stove and another quality, and then you are moving into long run already. So your long run will be very short. No, short run, okay. Your short run period is very short, very short. Okay, but what about this producer of kilang factory, motorcycle factory, for example, motorcycle factory? It will have fixed input capital usually, but because of the technology of the production of this motorcycle, the technology is actually higher than the goreng pisang technology. Technology goreng pisang is very simple. You just peel the pisang, and then you dip into that butter, and then you fry. So simple, the technology. Okay, using the stove, using just suppose some frying oil, cooking oil, and then just the quality. But to produce motorcycle, the technology is more advanced, and then it's quite difficult to build another factory. It takes a long time to build another factory, and it takes more planning to build another motorcycle factory. But to build another stall for goreng pisang, you don't need so much planning. Okay. So it takes longer time for this motorcycle production to be in the long run. So the short run period for this motorcycle factory will be longer than this goreng pisang factory. So many factors that will affect how long will be this short run period. The technology involved, the apa, the size. Like goreng pisang is very small size. Like motorcycle production is bigger size. Even motor car, even the aeroplane production is even bigger. So the airplane production maybe take 100 years to get another factory. Okay, so for example, so long the short run for this aeroplane producer. Okay, so enough with short run and long run. I hope you understand the concept of short run. At least one input is fixed. Okay. Okay. The concept of law of diminishing return. Okay, this is applicable only in the short run. Remember, the law of diminishing marginal return happens only in the short run. So what is this law of diminishing marginal return? Okay. Law of diminishing marginal return says that if the quantities of certain factors are increased, it means this is variable factors. If the quantities of variable factors are increased, while the quantities of one or more factors are held constant, fixed, beyond a certain level of production, the rate of increase in the output will decrease. Okay. Okay, this is example of a production process. And this is short run production. Why short run production? Because we have a fixed capital here, a fixed capital input. The capital input is fixed at 5 units. Okay, and then there is variable input, and usually the variable input is labor. Okay, so you can see here, mm, labor when you have a fixed input capital and then you don't employ labor, you cannot produce anything. Your production is zero. Okay, and then when you produce, when you employ one labor to be combined with the 5 unit of capital, you produce 8 unit of output. So marginal product. Okay, I hope by now you understood the concept of marginal already. Marginal means additional. So the additional product of the first worker that you can produce is 8 unit of output. You employ the worker. So this marginal product is about the marginal product of labor, not marginal product of capital. We are not talking about marginal product of capital here. We are talking about the marginal product of labor. Why marginal product of labor? Because it is labor who it is labor which we changes in size. Okay, you can take one labor, you can take 2 labor, 3 labor, so it's variable. So it is a labor which is the variable input. So we want to know the productivity of the labor that we employ. So first labor is quite productive. First labor give you 8 unit of output. So the market is 8 unit of output. And then you employ 2 labor, second labor. 2 labor will give you total 20. But the marginal product or the additional product that goes by the second. Number 2. Number 2 labor is 12. That is 20 minus 8. So the second label, label number 2, give you 12 additional unit of output. Okay, the second label. The third label, when you employ 3 label, you get total product 33. So what is the additional product of the third label? So it must be 33 minus 20. So it's 13. The third label gives you additional 13 unit of output. Okay. How about this average? Average. Average product means total product divided by the total number of labor. So the average product of first labor, of course, 8 divided by 1. When you have 2 labor, of course, it's 20 divided by 2 is 10. And you have 3 labor, of course, 33 divided by 3 is 11. And so on. Okay, so you see, the first unit of labor give you in the first and second and third unit give you increasing marginal product. It increases from 8 to 12 to 13. Okay, but what happened to the fourth worker? Fourth worker give you additional output of only 11. 11. Okay, so it's decreasing. I'm sorry. I need to do something. Give me the in 2-3 minutes. In the meantime, try to understand this table. Okay, give me about 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, welcome back. I I hope you understand. I hope you know how to calculate this total product, marginal product and average product. Okay, and at the very at the left column here and right column here, you get these stages of production. Okay, these stages of production is here is to decide or to determine what will be done by a producer if he has this kind of production function. Okay, he has this kind of relationship between the number of uh, number of input that he used and the total output that it produced. Okay, so it actually shows the production function. Okay, you can see here the combination of 5 and 1, you get 8. The combination of 5 and 2, you get 20. So it shows how these two type of input is combined to produce this output. Okay, so it's actually a relation function. Okay. So this is one for origin. Actually, that is where this marginal product equals to average product. Marginal product equals to average product is the end of, we call it stage 1. Stage 2 begins from the end of stage 1 until where marginal product is 0. When marginal product is 0. Actually, it's 2 or 0, 0, 0. And then the stage 3 begins when marginal product is negative. Okay, so if you draw this, why it doesn't move? This is a problem. I don't know whether it's my computer or the network. Okay, okay. Stages of production. Okay, so this is the stage of production just now. Okay, this one, this first stage start from the zero unit of labor until the point where labor will produce situation where marginal product equals to average product. At point B here. Okay, where marginal product equals to at point A, point B, so the amount of labor is here. Okay, and you should remember, every time I tell you every time we say marginal and total. So marginal is the slope of total. So marginal product is the slope of total product. Okay. So but actually this is not very correct. That's why I draw another one here. I draw another total total product curve here, labor, quantity of labor. Tak jalan juga lah. I have this problem. Okay. So the horizontal axis is labor. The vertical axis is output. Okay. So this is actually the total product curve, which shows almost like this. Why? Because at the beginning the slope start will increase. This is a situation where we have a increasing marginal return. Okay, and it ends somewhere here, and then from here it will start to decline. The slope of the total product start to decline. So so it happened. So along this decreasing slope of decreasing slope of total product curve, it actually marginal product start falling. We can see what we call as increasing marginal return, where here actually your total product curve actually increasing at an increasing rate. How the slope, yeah, very accurate. This one is not very accurate to show the increasing return and decreasing return. So this problem one is actually the inflection point where the slope changes from positive to negative. Okay, it means that the slope changes from increasing into decreasing. So here the slope changes from higher slope to lower slope until the slope is zero at the maximum point where marginal product is zero. So the slope of total product here is horizontal, here zero slope. So marginal product is zero. Okay. So that's okay. Before that, I think we just do kenapa tak jalan ni? Tak jalan. Oh, tak jalan. Okay, total product, the amount of total output produced with a given input use along with fixed input and a given amount of input is used. Okay, okay. How about just okay, I think you understand this. When a combination, there is a certain combination of input is used, you get a total product. Average product is the total product divided by the total unit of variable input. Now we are talking about the marginal product of variable input and average product of variable input. We don't take the marginal product of fixed input. So we are talking about this variable input. So average product is average product of labor. Total product is actually the total product of labor. Average product is actually APL. Some will just put this small L here to make sure that you understand. This average product belong to labor. Okay, the average product belong to the labor. So it's the total product divided by the unit of labor. Okay. Marginal product is the change in total product divided by change in labor. Okay. Okay, stage of production or increasing return plus is actually not exactly increasing return, it's got both increasing and decreasing return. Proportion of fixed factors are greater than variable factors. Utilization of fixed factor. Okay, decreasing return is the most efficient level of production where combination of input are fully utilized. And stage 3 or negative return, where marginal product is negative, all smaller than zero. Marginal product is smaller than zero. So this is not the producer will not operate at this stage because it's irrational. Why you produce where your marginal product is negative, where additional labor give you negative return, where additional unit of labor will just reduce your total product. So it will be irrational to produce beyond NP equal to 0. Because it means that additional labor will reduce your total output. Taking an additional unit of labor will reduce your total output. Okay, here is stage 3. So it is not rational to produce at this stage. Okay. So stage 3 and where average product reach maximum point. That is stage 1. Your stage 1 end where average product is maximum. And stage 2 and begin when average product start declining. Okay, and stage 3 start when marginal product become negative. Okay, stage 1 is until maximum average product. Stage 2 begin when AP start declining. Stage 3 begin when MP start negative. Okay, you should understand that. Okay, stage 1 ends when AP is maximum. Stage 2 ends when marginal product is 0, and stage 3 start when marginal product is negative or 0. Okay, so you just remember this one. Here is maximum together with mean 0 MP. This total product maximum. Total product maximum MP 0. You remember that? And then when AP is maximum, MP must cross it. Okay, so it's not difficult actually to remember this stage. First, you must remember the first stage end until AP is maximum. And then stage 2 ends where marginal product is 0. Very simple actually. And marginal product is 0 is when total product is maximum. Okay, so you have to understand this relationship because as I said, the relationship between marginal and average is the same everywhere. Okay, because marginal is the additional. So as long as when your additional is above, is more than what average, of course average will increase. When marginal is greater than average, okay, when what you add is greater than what is already have the average, so of course your average will increase. When what you add, the marginal, when you add, that is the marginal, is lower than the average, of course your average will fall. Okay, so above here, yes, before point B, marginal is greater than average, so average will increase. After point B, marginal is lower than average, of course average will fall. Just like your CGPA. Okay, you should understand, okay, like your CGPA. If your GPA meaning your GPA that you get every semester. When your GPA is greater than what your cumulative, so of course your CGPA will increase. When your GPA is lower than your CGPA, CGPA is your average. Your GPA is your marginal. GPA, grade point average, is your marginal. Your cumulative grade point average, CGPA, is the average. Okay, so when your CGPA is so your GPA, your marginal, is greater than CGPA, your average, then your CGPA will increase. Okay, here when your GPA is lower than your CGPA will fall. Okay. Okay, so you should remember this relationship here. Relationship between AP and NP. You should also remember relationship between CP and NP. Okay. Give me 2 minutes. You can look at this one. Within in this 2 minutes, maybe you can look at this example that I give you. Uh, yeah, this is another example that you can look at. And try to this to calculate the imaginary product and average product and this how the table is translated into this diagram. Okay, it is there in your OL. You try to understand this. And okay, I'll give me 2 minutes. Okay, welcome back. I just take a look at uh, look at uh, your quiz, your exercise 3. Okay, I just found that quite a number of you have not done it yet. Okay, quite a number. So you have not done it yet. Quite a number. Okay. Irdina Afifah, Nurul Afiqah, Muhammad Hazim, Aidil Azmi, Habibah Maisarah, Sarah Umairah, ni lagi, Dania Farisha, ramai lagi tak buat lagi, Ainul Madiyah, Muhammad Nur, ramai, Muhammad Nur Akirah, Nur Fatin Farzana, Farisha, Salihah Farifin. Okay, ramai lagi. So, ramai lagi. Mak Wei Ying, Muhammad Zafir Daniel, Amira Nurmaisarah, Mak Haikal. Okay, so quite a number of you who have not done the exercise. Okay, please do it before the end of this day, to the end of today. I think it's only until 9 or 8 something tonight. I hope you do it before the end of the time limit of the exercise, because I want to take your attendance from there. Okay, please do it. And okay, later I will reopen all the quizzes. Okay, before your mid semester exam. Okay, so that you can try to do it again, so you can see whether you get an improvement or not. Okay, so please do it for those who have not yet done it. So please do it before the end of this day. Okay. Okay, we continue with this now course of production. Course how so not friendly, so slow and so I don't know, so slow. So we continue with this course of production. Okay, just but just to remind you, okay, that the cost is actually a reflection of productivity. Okay, your cost, that is the payment for your labor, payment for your capital, and payment for other factors of production, is reflected from the productivity of those factors of production. Oh, you cannot see this, right? I also cannot see. I have this problem with my computer. It is so slow. It doesn't move. Okay, now I get it. I have to delete it. I have to close everything else. Okay. Okay, the cost of production is actually a reflection from your productivity. Of course, if you are more productive, if you get more productive per inputs, of course, your cost of production will fall. And if you get your input which is not very productive, of course, your cost of production will increase. Or if you have to pay taxes, for example, to the government, so of course your cost of production will increase. Okay. So what is cost of production? Okay. Cost of production is the sum of money needed for the production of a particular quantity of output. Payment or expenditure necessary to obtain the effective production of land, labor, capital, and management required to produce a commodity. The cost which should be essentially received by resource owners to ensure that they will continue to supply the resource in a specific period of time. So, cost of production is any payment to the factors of production. Okay. Okay. And there are various concept of course. Okay, but this is there are various concept in the cost of production which you which uh, which you need to understand a little bit before we go uh, okay into the curves. Okay. So first you need to understand what is implicit cost and explicit cost. Okay, implicit cost is the value of input service that is used in the production but not purchased in the market. For example, the cost of using your own house as you don't have to rent your house. You own the house already and you use your house as your office, for example. So your house could actually be rented out. Okay, but now you use it but you don't pay your own house. Pay the rent for your own house. So it is actually implicit cost. Implicit cost should be included in the calculation of cost. You should include the value of your own house which you use as your house as your office. For example, okay, explicit. Explicit involve payment. Explicit cost involve real payment. For example, the payment for your capital, for your machinery, you pay the rent or the little interest for your capital. And you pay salary or wages for your worker. Those are explicit costs. Okay, those are explicit costs. But implicit, you don't actually pay, but actually you have to include the value in the cost. But you don't have to pay. Implicit. Okay, opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the value of resource in next best use. For example, you, in order to become entrepreneur, you have to forego a job offer. For example, that job offer you 100,000 a year, 100,000 a year. But but you decline that offer because you want to be your own entrepreneur. You want to be your own producer. You want to be your own employer. Okay, that is the opportunity cost of you. The opportunity of you becoming your own, the owner of your own business is the next best use. So if that is the highest offer that you receive for your expertise and for your skill from outside, so that is your opportunity cost. So the opportunity cost of owning your own business is 100,000. Okay, so That opportunity cost you have to calculate in for you. For example, if your profit that year from your entrepreneurship activity is 200,000, so your real profit you have to minus that opportunity cost. Okay, so sunk cost. What is sunk cost? Sunk cost is the cost that firm cannot recover from expenditure it has made. Okay, sunk cost usually happen when you get when you purchase for example a specialized machinery. For example, like machine tebu, like sugarcane machine that you use to extract the juice from the sugarcane. Okay, assuming that you cannot use it for any other use, only to extract sugarcane juice from sugarcane stick, sugarcane whatever, from that sugarcane plant. Okay, so that is sunk cost because why you cannot use it for any other purpose if you stop producing. If you stop producing your sugarcane juice, you cannot use that machine for any other use. So that is sunk cost. You cannot recover the cost of buying that sugarcane juice extractor machine. Okay, example. Okay, example, for example, like I decided to build like reban ayam to produce ayam kampung, for example. Okay, that reban ayam cannot be used for any other purpose. So when I stop producing or I shut down the production line, so I cannot recover the producing for any other purpose. So it's not capital that it is not capital that you can use for something else. You start producing. So it is something else. So you cannot recover. Okay. So you can guess the cost. Okay, so from there you also later you will use your understanding of this concept also to decide what is economic cost and what is compound cost. The only economic accounting is existing cost. Existing cost is the accounting cost, whereas implicit and accounting cost is the accounting. Later when we discuss about profit, how we calculate our profit. Okay, we will come again this concept of cost because usually accounting cost is lower than the accounting cost. So profit, economic profit usually lower than the accounting profit. Accounting profit usually higher than the accounting profit because accounting profit do not take into account accounting profit do not take into account business costs. Whereas when you are for profit, it takes into account business costs. Okay. So as I said, cost is a reflection of production of input in the production. So if you have fixed input in the short run, then you have fixed costs. Okay, no. If you have fixed cost, what cost in the short run? You have fixed in the short run. You also have fixed costs. So fixed costs, just like fixed input, it happens in the short run. In the long run, there is no fixed cost. Because in the long run, there is no fixed input. Okay. You also differentiate between variable cost and fixed cost only in the short run. In the long run, there is no difference. between variable and fixed cost. All costs are costs. Costs are variable costs in the long run. In the long run, all costs are variable costs. In the short run, some costs are fixed and some costs are variable. And total fixed cost, a total cost. Total cost is the total fixed cost plus total variable cost. The cost you pay for your variable input plus the cost you pay to the fixed input. Okay. Okay. Average. Average is, average. Average means total divided by quantity. So here, but here is not total divided by the input, but it is divided by the output. So average total cost is total cost divided by quantity. And total cost is total variables plus total cost. So average fixed cost is TFC divided by quantity. Average variable cost is total variable cost divided by quantity. Marginal cost. Marginal cost is the change in total cost divided by change in quantity. You can also get it from change in total variable cost divided by change in quantity. Okay, so this is your cost curve. This is your total cost curve. Total fixed cost is horizontal at certain point, at certain amount. Why? Because its value is fixed. No matter how many you produce, the fixed cost is the same. The total and average. The average of course changes. The total is the same. Okay, so the total cost is total variable cost plus total cost. The variable cost is the cost of integration with output. Total fixed cost is the cost of integration with output. Okay. This is your marginal cost, average total cost, and average variable cost. You should also hear the average.
Ya. Hah? Yelah.
Show you the average fixed cost. Okay. Average fixed cost, right?
Ah. Kau nak barang apa?
Okay, average fixed cost. Okay. This is the average variable cost and average total cost and teaching cost. Okay, you should understand the concept of marginal and average right now. So you should know that marginal will cross average either at minimum or maximum. So because this is a U-shaped curve, so of course the marginal cost will cut ABC and ATC from below because this is U-shape, not inverted U-shape. So basically because it's U-shape, the marginal will cut average from below and then the minimum of ABC and ATC. So this is so what is this average? When you know how to plot, this is the basic of your drawing of the cost curve. Your marginal cost must cross with the ATC and ATC at a minimum of ATC and ATC. and it cut from below. Not from above. From below. Okay. Okay, and the difference between this ACC and ACC is the AFC, average resistance. The difference, this is the vertical difference. The vertical difference between ACC and ACC is the AFC. And it becomes closer or ACC and ACC, right? AFC becomes smaller and smaller and it almost zero but never touches zero. It was very close. ACC is very close to zero. As the number of output becomes bigger, as the number of output increases, AFC will become so small. And the difference between ACC and ACC becomes so small also. So the vertical difference. So that's why ACC and ACC become closer. Okay. Okay, so this is like MC, this is like MP and AP. MC and ACC also has the same relationship. But marginal is below. Of course, average is increasing. When the marginal is below, of course, average will fall. When the marginal is above, of course, average will increase. The same relationship just like MP and AP. But because here you have a U-shaped curve, of course it starts from marginal below average. And then it goes until marginal equals average and then it goes until marginal above average. Like marginal and AP, MP and AP, it starts from marginal above AP. Marginal product above AP and then equal and then marginal product below average product. Okay. So this is actually a relationship between productivity and cost. AP and AC and MP and MC is actually mirror image of each other. MP is the mirror image of MC. AP is the mirror image of AC. Okay? Because when labor is very productive, so marginal product increase. So of course the cost of labor will fall. So MC fall. But when labor become less productive, so their marginal productivity fall, of course marginal cost increase. When average productivity is increased, of course average cost fall. When average product fall, of course average cost increase. This is the relationship. Okay, this is the basic of MC, AVC. Okay, and then I want to is there also in your what in your uh, in your syllabus there is also long run curve cost, but okay, let me see, but it's not here in your slide. So what I want you to do, okay, is to watch this video that I put in your OL under the topic of cost of production and cost. Okay, so look on kan. Yeah, number. Uh-uh. Okay. Okay, what I want you to do is to watch this video on LRAC. Actually, I want you to watch everything here that I put here. Total average cost and marginal product. Total average and marginal product, and then production in the short run, and then relationship between short run cost curves, and then factors that can shift short run cost of production, and then LRAC and economies of scale. I want you to watch all this. Okay, but especially this one which I do not cover in class today, the last the last videos there. Okay, this one is done by this apa kawan ni apa nama kawan ni ya Jason Welker.
Hey, this is Claudia Caldwell.
I really like this guy, Jason Welker, and if you watch his video, I think you can easily understand his video.
Here we go. Units marginal cost is average variable
Okay,
cost.
this is how he explained. This is how he explained
Average variable costs.
the
and
long
its
run,
average total cost.
average
Now
total
the
cost and
concept
economies
that
of scale.
underlies and explains the shape of all of the firm's short-run costs of production is the law of diminishing marginal returns. The concept that says that as you add a variable resource to a fixed resource, beyond a certain point, the productivity of the variable resource declines. Therefore, the costs of additional units of output rise. This explains the upward sloping section of the marginal cost curve and the fact that average total costs, which represent the per unit costs of production in the short run, ultimately must increase. If a firm wishes to increase its output beyond a certain point, in this case, beyond 3 units, we see that at any level of output beyond 3 units, this firm's average total costs increase, making it less and less economical for this firm to produce successive units. As this firm wishes to increase its production to 6 units, it will face higher costs. You can see that the cost is much greater. So the question then arises, at what point would a firm wish to expand its plant size so that it can reduce its costs once again? The reason the costs are rising in this example from C1 to C2 are that there is simply not enough capital to go around. This firm has experienced diminishing marginal returns, meaning that beyond 3 units of output, the firm's average costs only rises and becomes more and more costly, therefore much more difficult to make
I
profit.
stopped sharing this video because the time is
The short
almost
run is
up.
defined as the
I will
fixed
share
plant period.
you will watch those videos that at least those videos that I put in your OL, but you can also watch other videos in relation to this topic. You can find and by the Jason Walker or by this Marginal Revolution University and or other videos relating to this topic. There are a number that you can find in YouTube. Uh, so I hope you can spend sometimes watching those videos, okay, for your own good, okay. And